Our first sighting of Madeira from the airplane window was the peninsula of Ponta de São Lourenço, the easternmost point of Madeira. Volcanic in origin, the bare, windswept, rocky landscape looked desolate from above, yet it has a striking look that beckoned us to explore it.
Where are you going, Lucilla?
Over there to PR8, the otherwise known as
Ponta de São Lourenço. You could just barely make out a lighthouse flashing at the end there.
It's our first hike in Madeira. The trail was only about 7 kilometers round trip.
Oh, this is the elevations. You can check the elevations there. Okay, so it is 7:35. From the description over there on the board, we're going up 120 meters, an elevation of 0 to 120 meters throughout our trek here. Assuming the floor is 3 meters in height, we're going to be walking up an equivalent of 40 floors.
This area could be used as an anchorage. With the right wind, with the right current, it would be fairly stable for overnight anchoring. Since 1982, this headland has been designated as a nature reserve. The hike was generally rated easy, with a mix of flat sections and uphill and downhill walking. On this trail, we passed traces of lava flows, scarred and pitted eons ago. We were approaching our first sight of the northern windward side of the headland.
Don't want to anchor here.
Marked by coastal eroded geological forms such as sheer cliffs, pillars, and coastal arches. Evidence of volcano-tectonic activities are revealed in the cliff face.
Quite a little incline here.
Here you can really see the difference between the north and south side of the peninsula. The north side is the windward side, exposed to the force of the wind and waves. We're almost halfway there. The elevation is really quite steep at certain points in the trail. Oh. Compared to the north windward side, The leeward side of the peninsula has a more eroded, gentle appearance. It also has a semi-arid ecology with grass and plant life, as well as bird colonies. And the sea state seemed relatively calm.
Right now, if you follow that point up all the way, you see some palm trees over there. And that's pretty much where we started, if I'm not mistaken. So we walked all the way from over there. Yeah, okay. Over there, over there, over there. All out along there. And we went beyond, walking just over there. And then there's some people walking over here as well.
Then around that bend, and then
I don't know how far we gotta go. We got a bit to go still. Probably about halfway.
Along the route, we spotted what we think is a colony of goldfinch birds that are indigenous to Madeira.
I think these birds are indigenous to this area too. They're really tiny.
yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah. Look at them, they're all over here.
As the morning progressed, we could hear and see airplanes overhead descending, as this area was in the flight path to the international airport. This part of the trail provides a spectacular view of the numerous geological sections on the coastal cliffs.
We can't go all the way though. Not to the lighthouse, all the way down at the end.
Alright, so onwards we go.
Okay, onwards.
At this point, we took a path that branched off and down towards the water, thinking it might be the way to the pebbly beach. After a break, it was time to head back to the main trail, past the Casa dos Sardinas, and hike up the last stint to the peak, to the Miradouro Ponta do Forrado. The final stint to the peak was quite steep. The stairs were badly in need of repair. Certain areas had eroded.
We're almost that close, but I need to take a breath here. You can pan out and see how far or how high these are.
So we came all the way down there. Right down there where all those white dots are, close to those windmills. Walked all along around these hills. Not too many people out here. It is off season, so that's good. The sun is not out. We got up early to see if we can watch the sunrise, but there was no sunrise.
That last part took out a lot out of me.
So this is the one island. It's called the Ilhéu de Agostinho. This is the other island, which you can't get to from here because there's a waterway, a big steep drop. And then that's another island over there where the lighthouse is at. And beyond that, these are the deserted islands, which are just rocks basically. And you can see them way down there.
Yay, we made it.
Quite a trek, especially this last climb.
This is the Dragon's Tail over here. It's actually not connected to this point of land.
Pieces, my broken pieces, I'm riding all the way to a different.
As we were ready to hike back to the start, we happened to see the crew of Hit the Road Madeira, a local tour agency.
Hey, guess who I met while up here?
Hey guys.
Where'd you meet?
What's your name?
Jeff. It's Jeff.
It's Jeff.
Jeff from Hit the Road. Hello.
Nice meeting you
It was
in person.
Nice meeting you in person.
Yes.
Yeah, after seeing so many of your videos already.
I'm glad I could help.
You guys are very helpful, right? Even your website. Yeah.
Thank
your
you.
website.
Well, have fun.
Thank you.
And I'll see you around, eh?
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Quick one. Cheers. Enjoy.
Cheers.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
I can't believe that we made it all the way, especially me, all the way to that peak up there.
The far one too.
Yes, the far one there. We're tired, we're dusty,
Sweaty.
we're sweaty,
Not too much dust. But we're definitely sweaty.
but
Tired.
high five, we made it.
Back.
Back and
There and back.
there and back. But the elevation is up and down, up and down,
120
up
meters.
and down.
They don't even show the peak we went up to.
Yes, we went from here all the way up to the peak. Yeah.
After completing the hike, we then drove to the Miradouro da Ponta do Rosto lookout point, a short distance away along the north coast. So we drove to the Miradouro, a lookout point. So we were over there hiking
Way down there.
all the way down there.
Still see some people going through the trail.
The different hues of the color of the ocean was mesmerizing. And look at that rugged coastline and the outcrops and coastal arches on the water. Simply amazing. Join us for the next episode as we tour Porto de Cruz and took a dip at the Porto Moniz natural swimming pools. If you haven't subscribed yet, please tap the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of the next episode. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.